Before we get started, I am Ayman, a guy who is trying to improve. I'm currently 21 years old, I'm studying engineering. So we would say that I am relatively doing good in life, but I want to get more. What about you? What about you, man? Chances are if you are seeing this video, then you are already trying to improve your life. You are already into self-improvement. And I'm only here as a friend to discuss with you some things about your future. What are you planning to do? How are you planning to spend the rest of your life? What are your goals? What is your purpose? If you are interested in any of that, then let's genuinely have a conversation. First, I'm going to bring up a classic one, your father. If you think with me now about your father, has he ever complained? If you have a father in your home, like I understand that most people doesn't have this privilege of having a father figure, a good one, but I did. Thankfully I did. And the thing I realized when I was spending time with my father is that he isn't someone who is immune. He isn't someone who doesn't feel tired, who doesn't feel overwhelmed, who doesn't feel burnt out. But he never showed us that he felt that way. My father never complained, never said that he was tired, never said that he can't work anymore. The only thing that I know is that my father every day comes back from work in the evening and sits down with us with a big smile in his face, even though he was tired. And now when I grew up and started understanding things about life, I realized that his job isn't so easy and it's consuming. And if I worked like 1 week at that job, I would have hated my life. I couldn't continue. But it was his way of supporting our family, and this is what kept him going. So try to be half the man your father is. And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be half the man he is. Like, could you work day and night the whole week and never complain? Never complain. Do you realize how masculine, how good this is? How hard it is to actually apply it. It's easy when you talk about it, but when you try to apply it, you will find it difficult. Because there are times in which you slip, there are times in which you burn out, and you will complain, but your father never did. Think about that with me for a second. And we'll move on to another thing. Like, what is your purpose in life? Do you journal? Are you genuinely considering what you want to do in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, in the next 10 years? Where do you want to be in life? I think about that constantly, but I don't seem to find the answer. And it's natural not to do, but you shouldn't neglect it, because thinking about it is what will help you to get somewhere in life. You wouldn't know what you are going to do in life, but just thinking about it will give you that push, will make you able, will give you the motivation and the fire to look for what you want to do in life. Like, try editing, try studies, try coaching, try anything you see in life, you will try it. And there's going to be a time in which something will work for you and you will like it. This is where you will decide where to spend the rest of your life doing. This is what you will spend the rest of your life doing. But if you aren't thinking about what you are going to do in life, then you aren't going to figure it out because you just neglected it. You didn't give it time. So try and experiment. If you are watching this video, then you are most likely a teenager between the ages of 14 to 20 maybe. This is my largest audience. And if you are in these ages, these are your golden ages. You can try, you can experiment, you can try anything because you still have the energy. You shouldn't spend these years like mindlessly partying, mindlessly going out, mindlessly spending time with your friends. It's good. I like to spend time with my friends. I like to go out from time to time, like to go for random night outs with the friends, but it all comes down to you not neglecting your future, because you could get caught up in these teenage years of yours and think that they will never end. But there's going to be a time in which things will get serious. And if you didn't consider what you are going to do in the next chapters of your life, then you are going to figure it out the hard way. And by the hard way, I mean that you are going to be forced to do or to work a job that you don't like for the rest of your life. Imagine how depressing it's going to be to work a job that you don't like for the rest of your life. Like construction, like I don't know, a center of some kind, a corporate job. So try things, experiment with things, and try to find what you align with, and most of all what you can profit from, so you can support the rest of your life and you don't end up working a job or being forced to work a job you hate for the rest of your life. Like, my father didn't have someone to give him this kind of advice, didn't have someone to tell him that you should stop spending your life mindlessly and actually think about what you are going to do for the rest of your life. My father didn't have someone to give him this kind of advice, to tell him that you should try this and this and this, and try something that you like and that you can profit from, so you can do it for the rest of your life. So my father wasn't someone who is a degenerate or something, but he just didn't have someone to tell him or to direct him into doing the things that he liked. So he ended up being forced to work a job that he didn't like very much, but he was forced to do it and never complained about it to support us. And I don't want you to end up like that. I want you to be fulfilled in your future when you get a little bit older. Imagine that you are 40 and doing something that you genuinely like, in a great shape, with your wife and your kids, like going in a vacation, in sitting in the beach, and you are in such a great shape that you can play with your kids, like you can play soccer with your kids, you can go lift them and play with them in the air. This is the life that we want to live. This is the life that you should be chasing. And if you want to have this life, you should sacrifice some of these teenage years, some of these easy times, so you can prepare for the hard times. Because if you don't sacrifice some of these years that you have right now, you won't enjoy the ones that are coming. So just have this in mind. This is us having a genuine conversation. And if you stayed up until this point, then I have an announcement to make to you. This is my first episode of us having a genuine conversation. If you enjoyed the conversation that we had, and this is, by the way, a heart-to-heart, I'm talking directly to you, then I'm going to make a second episode if I see this one get likes and comment, and people actually commenting to let me know that they are interested in seeing the second and the third and the fourth, fifth episode of this series that I'm planning to start. Click here to watch more, and as always, stay hard.